Hi, welcome to this week's Thought for the Week. Sutton Schoolswork is a Christian charity working in schools all around Sutton. This week's topic is race and equality. And we wanted to discuss it because it's so important, especially right now. Kate and I don't promise to be experts as we explore this topic, but we have been challenged to continue to educate ourselves and continue the conversation. Topics such as this might make you feel really uncomfortable, it might make you feel angry or even upset. And it's completely okay to feel this way. But if you have been affected by the topic of race and equality, please talk to someone. Don't bottle it up. You might have a friend, a family member, or a teacher, someone that you can trust, that you can talk to.
You can't talk about the topic of race without equality. They just go together. Equality means that no matter what background or culture we're from, what skin colour you have, what gender you are, we should all be treated fairly and with the same worth. We should all have the same opportunities. But unfortunately, this is not always the case. And at times like this, it is so important for us to prioritise the needs of the people who are not being treated equally or fairly. I'm sure you've all seen the news on the tragic death of George Floyd in the Minneapolis in the USA. He was in police custody. This event was then caught on camera, which sparked outrage. For the past 2 weeks, there have been protests going on, not only in America, but globally. Although this was such a recent event, but the topic of race and equality has been an ongoing issue, not just in America, but globally, including the UK. Not just now, but for centuries. So when we see injustice, what do we do about it? How do we respond?
As Christians, time and again, as we read through the Bible, we see this topic of justice come up. Did you know that the topic of justice crops up in the Bible more times than heaven and hell, or even the topic of love come up? God loves justice, and as Christians, we do too. That's what we really want for the world. And within the Bible, it tells us that our focus should be on caring for the least, the last, and the lost. This basically means those people that society often forgets, the people who are often disregarded, treated unfairly, the people who are most in need. Jesus shares a story with his followers, and he talks about a shepherd who owns 100 sheep. Now one day one of these sheep go missing. He wanders off. So what Jesus says the shepherd does is he leaves the flock of 99 and goes to find the missing sheep. And when he comes back with that sheep, once he's found it, he celebrates all the more. This story tells us that actually there are times where we should be focusing on the people most in need. Not because anyone else is less important, but it's really important to look out for those situations where we do see injustice, to meet the needs of those who are being treated unfairly, to make a difference where we can in the areas that we live in.
Nelson Mandela puts it like this: no one is born hating another person because of the colour of his skin or his background or his religion. People learn to hate. And if they learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. This is not the end of the conversation. These protests are not the end point. The end point is to see justice for those who are treated unfairly, purely because of the colour of their skin. As we said at the start of this video, we are not experts, but are challenged to learn and to seek change. If you have been challenged by this video, don't leave it there. We've provided you with some links in the description below which might help you to learn more about this topic of race and equality. Thank you so much for joining us this week, and we look forward to seeing you again in the next video.